we knew we could go dig a racetrack in some other 60-acre plot, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be Millstream. And we weren't willing to do that. We wanted to bring this girl back to all the people who loved her.
Hey everyone, History Mystery Man here, coming to you today from small town America, Findlay, Ohio, just 40 miles south of Toledo. Actually, Findlay isn't necessarily considered a small town. It is an incorporated city with just over 40,000 people, but it really has a nice small town feel. The shops and businesses in the beautifully preserved buildings up and down Main Street in Findlay are absolutely awesome, as is the Hancock County Courthouse behind me. Isn't that cool? First established back in 1888. Beautiful building. Findlay actually reaches back to the War of 1812. Ooh. Oh, I love it when the bells go off. Isn't that cool? Now I know I'm in small town America, or it sure feels like it. I love that. But yeah, Findlay goes back to the War of 1812 when James Findlay, who was from Cincinnati, erected the first road through here, and he built a stockade to help shelter the troops who fought in the War of 1812. So Findlay was established somewhere around 1813, so one of the older cities in the state of Ohio. Findlay has a rich history. In fact, this was a stop on the Underground Railroad before the Civil War. Slaves were cared for and hidden here before they were secretly moved up into Canada where they could become free. But yeah, Findlay was a big stop on the Underground Railroad. And that's not the only reason I'm here, for the history and for the sights and the sounds, for sure of that. But I'm going to head out to Millstream Speedway today. The new owners are reviving the old racetrack, and I'm looking forward to getting some updates. That's what initially got me here to Findlay, Ohio. And I'm going to check in with Logan's Irish Pub, too, here on Main Street. Super cool. We're going to talk to her and a lot more, actually. Welcome to Findlay, Ohio. It's good to have you, where the History Mystery Man is on duty and at your service. So Beth, it's great to see you. Welcome to Millstream. Or is that your line?
That's my line. That's
Okay.
my line. We're looking forward to having everybody back.
I'll bet you are. Tell me about some of the progress here. I know you've got a lot of work to do, but I know you've already done a lot of work. Where are you at?
We've got pretty much all the seats are now in. I used to put posts on Facebook saying, hey guys, you can come stand, but you can't sit. But now you can sit. We've got full stands on both the grandstand side and the pit side. We've put in, I think Matt said, 18 inches of new clay on the track. Took down the inside wall, got the grading back going. Concession stands being upgraded, getting some new sidewalks put in, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and you're on the clock too, because I think you have an event coming up, what, June?
June 14th.
June 14th, and that's a big one, isn't it?
It is.
Ohio Sprint Speed Week, is it?
Night 8 of Ohio Sprint Speed Week. It's going to be brought to you by Ohio Logistics. They're going to help us out with that night, and we're excited to have them on board.
Boy, you talk about putting yourself on the pressure cooker. I mean, couldn't you start out with knock the rust off with some bombers or something?
Yeah, well,
you're bringing in a big show to blast off.
Matt says we like starting with the Super Bowl, so I guess we'll do that.
Okay, well, it's coming. Now, how many events are on your schedule? Is it 3?
We just have 3 this year, partly because we're sharing our crew with, we're using Fremont Speedway's crew, and they're wonderful. They're coming to work for us as well, so that we've got some people with some real experience to run the shows for us. At least that's going to help a lot.
Are you the owner?
I am. I'm Karen Logan.
You're Karen Logan. That makes perfect sense then. Are you from Findlay?
Not originally.
No. Where do you come from?
Southern Ohio.
Oh, really? What part?
Down by Lucasville, Portsmouth area.
Oh, yeah. I was a track announcer at Portsmouth Raceway
really?
Park for several years. Yeah, but I love your your Irish pub here in downtown Findlay. Findlay's a gorgeous little town. How are you doing with your business here? Holding your own? Where you at?
We opened November 2013, and it's just been really popular. The community loves it. Something different for downtown. The food is all made here, so it's got a really good following and a reputation. Of course, St. Patrick's Day is the most popular day of the year for us, and
You don't hurt for people on March 17th, do
no,
you?
no, we don't, no. So we do really well. We've been very successful here.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
So you're-
COVID did a little
Yeah.
bump in the road for us, but we came right back from it. So.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it. Well, the restaurant is beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautifully restored, and an old building here on the main drag in Findlay. In fact, looking at that brick wall behind you, this one reaches way back. You're thinking back into the 1860s?
Yeah, this is the original brick wall.
That's so cool. I
Yes,
love the
so
way they
we
expose
gutted
it
the whole building and brought it back a lot.
and brought it back.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes,
So this thing reaches back to the Civil War,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
Any idea what it was like in the very beginning or down through the years at all?
Yes, it was, it was a pharmacy, a shoe store, a jewelry store. So it's been a little bit of everything. Before we owned it, it was a coffee shop, and then prior to that, it was a teacher supply store.
Oh,
So
it's been a lot of things. It's had a lot of years to be a lot of
it
things.
has
So
specialty. Probably our number one sandwich is our Reuben sandwich.
Reuben sandwich. Yeah.
And then our fish and chips are real popular.
Oh.
Shepherd's pie.
What's upstairs? You redid the upstairs. Ooh. I love this. Sweet. Look at that old brick wall. I love how during the restoration, how they pull all the old drywall off and expose the old brick to show you what this place used to look like. And
A lot of the Logans were military, so you can see a lot of the military decor in here. So that's it's called the bridge. It's in the bridge on a ship, so use that theme for up here.
oh, that's really cool. Well,
Veterans and military.
we appreciate the Logans and their service to the military and to the preservation of America, you know. And you got your little corner bar up here. You brought that up from North Carolina?
We had it shipped, yeah.
Oh.
It was in pieces. We had to put it all back together.
You found it and said, hey,
Yep.
we'll take that.
Yeah,
Makes you want to belly up and have a beer.
it does.
And God bless the United States Navy and our veterans. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, you were telling me that the Fremont crew is going to come out and get you through the season?
Yeah, Rich and Shelley have been invaluable to us in terms of answering questions and helping out, and all their people are some of the best in the business, so we're going to have them come over and run the shows for us all 3 nights.
First of all, thank you for bringing Millstream Speedway back. I love this place. And there's a lot of great history here. I mean, ARCA raced here back in the 1960s. Iggy Katona won an ARCA race here. So this place goes way back. There are a lot of great drivers here. In fact, Jeff Gordon's career really began here.
Absolutely.
He climbed in a sprint car here for the first time, like when he was 13. 13. Whoa. Yep. And he raced here every Sunday night. I know he lived with the Strikers while they
And
were...
the Heitmeyers.
Oh, and the Heitmeyers? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know Mike Stryker was instrumental
Absolutely.
in bringing his career along. Mike has passed on. He was a friend of mine, great guy who lived here in Findlay. I guess my question is, why are you doing this?
Honestly, the history is the biggest part of it. We know we're standing on the backs of a lot of great people who brought this track to Findlay and to this area, and we saw it sit empty for a lot of years, and we knew we could go dig a racetrack in some other 60-acre plot, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be Millstream, and we weren't willing to do that. We wanted to bring this girl back to all the people who loved her.
Was this an epiphany for you guys? You woke up one day and said, hey, we're going to buy Millstream Speedway and invest a wad of money to help bring it back? I mean,
we've lived across the street for about 13 years.
Oh, okay.
And back when we first moved in, Greg and Mary Beth were running races that year, and we came over and met them. And I think it was probably that first weekend my husband said to Greg, gee, I'd love to own it someday. And, Greg wasn't interested at that point, but if you keep at them for 13 years, something usually happens.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys crazy? Do you know
A little
what
bit.
it takes to
A little bit.
I mean, it's running a short track is so challenging, and it's getting harder all the time. And boy, you guys are jumping in full force here.
We sure are, but we've got, as I said, we've got a lot of support, not just from the Fremont crew, but every owner we've talked to has been tremendously supportive. Racers, series owners, everybody we talk to is really excited, and we've had tremendous assistance from the public as well. We have work days every weekend, and we have people who come out and volunteer their time to help us get it back open.
Where are you finding all these people?
I post on Facebook, and most of them are pretty local, but everybody's uncle, grandfather, dad raced here. They grew up on turn 2, and everybody just wants to see her come back.
Sure.
And so they're coming out to help. Yeah, we're going to be ready. There's still going to be a lot of stuff that's rough. We're going to get the racing right. We're going to get the food, the seating. We're still going to have porta potties. We won't have flush toilets this year. And there may still be some lumpy grass and some maybe grass that hasn't grown in. It's not going to be beautiful for night 1, but it's going to continue to improve throughout the season and be great for next year as well.
You know what? It is a beautiful piece of property, all the farmland around. If you look out across the acreage that surrounds this place, it's really pretty and a beautiful piece of property. How many acres are actually here?
62.
62 acres. Okay.
Donated by one of the Litzenbergs back in 1950.
Do you guys like to cut grass?
Matt does. Yeah.
I'm glad somebody does. Listen, Beth, thanks for your time. I appreciate you. And I'm rooting for you guys and wishing you all the best here at Millstream Speedway. Do you have any idea where the name Millstream came from?
I think it's probably part of the old Millstream that Findlay plays on as well, the Tell Taylor song. Down by the old Millstream. Yep.
So how did Millstream Speedway get its name? It's a pretty cool story, actually. It came from an American songwriter by the name of Tell Taylor. Cool name, huh? Tell Taylor, who lived here in Findlay, Ohio. In fact, he lived in the home you see right behind me. That beautiful brick home here on Sandusky Street was the home of Tell Taylor. Tell Taylor wrote the old American classic, Down by the Old Mill Stream. Down by the old mill stream. Well, I wouldn't cut it in today's pop culture, but it was a big deal back in 1910. He wrote it in 1908 and released it in 1910. It quickly became an American classic. In fact, it was one of the most popular songs of the entire 20th century. And this is where it happened, from that home. Actually, he was fishing alongside the Blanchard River, which runs through Findlay, Ohio. I should point that out. He was fishing, and at that time, the song came to Tell Taylor, and he wrote it. And that's where all the Millstream references come from here in Findlay, Ohio, including Millstream Speedway. How long you been in business here?
We started in 2011 in Elida, Ohio, down by Lima.
Yeah.
And we moved the business up here in 2020.
How's it going for you?
It's been going really well.
Yeah.
We do a lot of candle workshops we've started, so that's been a really nice part of the business where people can come and pour their own candle and create their own custom scent. And then obviously we have the gift shop as well. And
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah.
Make your own candle?
Make your own candle.
Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like make your own pizza, but make your own candle.
Exactly.
You can actually do that here?
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, we have asked that people call for a reservation so that we can make sure we have a spot available for them. We do our labeling and shipping in the same area, so we have to know you're coming so we can get it all ready. But yeah, anytime people want to do it, we can do from 1 to 18 people.
So is it hard to make it in business in small town America? Do you have the support you need from the locals? Or
Yeah, well, Findlay's been really great. It has a really great downtown that has a really nice, support and organization, then a lot of the retailers all work together.
Sure.
So it's been really nice. Findlay has a great downtown that has a nice draw
Yeah.
into the area. And then we also sell wholesale and online. So we have a few different aspects of our business that keep us busy throughout the day.
But candles is your main thing, right?
Correct. Anything scented that we have here, wax melts, candles, room sprays, body mists, foam soap, we make it all.
You know, YouTube's a pretty cool place. It's where I put all my stuff. But one thing they haven't figured out yet is to know how nice this place smells.
There you
It
go.
smells so good.
Exactly.
I wish I could
I've been
filter
trying
that
to
in
figure that
somehow.
out, too.
I don't know if we can do that in cyberspace or not, but this
Correct.
place smells wonderful. It's really, is this an old building?
It is. It's a historical building. I'm honestly not sure when the building was built.
I bet it's back to the 1800s.
It is,
based
yeah.
on everything else around here.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this particular store used to be a men's clothing store that was
Oh.
opened up both sides. The arch would be on both sides of the stores, and now it's closed into two different
I gotcha.
locations.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad your business is doing well. Just wanted to check in, and wish you all the best going forward.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You're part of the GLSS. Is that the Great Lakes Super Sprints?
Correct. Matt ran a 360 with the Super Sprints for 1 year, and we've run with the Great Lakes Lightning Sprints for 5 years.
Now, is Matt your
Husband.
Your husband.
And partner.
Is he still racing?
Well, this year probably not as much. Last year he came in second in the points at the GLLS.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Will you have the GLS here? Or is
All
it-
three of the Great Lakes groups will be here in August on the 25th.
Okay.
Supers, the traditional sprints, which are the 410 non-wings, and the Lightning Sprints, which are the 1000cc and a midget body.
You know what you may struggle with, and maybe I'm wrong, but you know, getting back to old records, who has the track record here?
That's very true. I received surprisingly little historical information. I have some old track records information. I'm hoping those are still correct and that nobody beat those in between times. But
I tell you what, I know who has the 360 track record here, one lap track record.
who's that?
Clay Kime.
Okay.
I was here. I was announcing the night he was here. I'm pretty sure that record still stands. I probably have that number at home.
I
Maybe
would
I'll-
love to see that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Clay Kime and the number 22, he had Valvoline sponsorship on the car. It
Okay.
looked a lot like Steve Kinser's car
I bet,
way
yeah.
back in the day. I remember announcing one night here when Steve Kinser won a World of Outlaw race back in June of, I think, 93-ish, back in there. Track was really rough that night, and he was beat when he climbed out of that car, but I'll never forget that, interviewing
awesome.
him out there on the front stretch. But
Yep.
I have a lot of great memories here. Are you going to try to get back to a weekly sort of schedule?
It's gonna
In
take us-
not this year, but maybe 25 or 26?
Probably 26, even 25. It's just going to kind of depend on how the facility comes together. We really want the facility to be in top shape before we try and do a weekly thing.
Yeah, you want this place to be ship shape and shining before you bring in the Indy cars, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
okay.
go.
What business do you do
My
outside
husband,
of this place?
Matt, runs all excavating and demolition here out of Findlay.
Oh,
and,
okay.
yeah, we do demolition all over Northwest Ohio.
I gotcha. Is the demolition and excavating business healthy right now?
Absolutely.
Like you have
we
more
are
than
crazy
enough.
busy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yep.
that's good. Then you squeeze in reviving an old racetrack. I guess I don't know how you guys do it.
We get
Or-
the opportunity to do a little picking and choosing, and we've got some, as I said, good employees who help us out here too, and good employees who can go run the demolition part of the business while we're here. So it works kind of both ways.
Findlay, Ohio is the home of Marathon.
Marathon Oil started here, yes sir.
It started here.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm at Brooklocker Memorial Park. Who was Brooklocker? He was a big deal out at Marathon.
It was an executive suite
Yeah.
for ages and ages, and then of interest, he's also one of the founding members of the Hancock County Historical Museum, of which this is one of their sites,
Oh.
with the Little Red Schoolhouse.
Yeah.
And he was a long time Kiwanian with his brother Fred. And in fact, we have the Fred Brooklocker Memorial Scholarship because Fred had given decades to Kiwanis. So it's a great combination.
You said Brooklocker signed every check he distributed out at Marathon?
They didn't have computerized checks, and he signed that. When he had checks, he would sign them and sign tax returns and all, and you could read his signature with all those letters. He didn't just scribble it out. He wrote it like it.
It was very legible. You could
Yeah,
read it.
he was proud of
That
it.
sounds like old school to me.
Yeah, very.
That's very. I like that. I really like that. This is a beautiful park, by the way.
You have to go talk to the guy in the green shirt.
So check out the Little Red Schoolhouse. One-room schoolhouse. I just happened to stumble on this cool piece of history here at the Brooklocker Memorial Park. One-room schoolhouses fascinate me. This one was built in 1882, beautifully preserved. They're often referenced as blab schools back in the 1800s, meaning that there weren't enough resources to go around for everybody to have school books and pencils and papers and notebooks. So they would recite their lessons out loud. The reading, writing, and arithmetic. Blab schools in the old one-room schoolhouse. Now, who wouldn't want to be part of a one-room schoolhouse? Can you imagine having that experience? This is the American experience. I gotta believe it's going to be full tilt 24/7 to get there. I mean,
Absolutely. We're in a lucky position that we can do that, and we've got a lot of our own help as well. Lots of businesses are donating time and supplies and to help us get going, and we'll be there. I in my last post, I think I said we're going to make it because we promised we would, and we're not going to be one of those people who makes a promise and then backs down from it. We're going to be here, and we're going to have a great show on the 14th.
well, I thought I'd wrap things up today down on the Blanchard River. Isn't it beautiful? Where Tell Taylor got the idea to write his famous song down by the old Millstream. Well, the old mill's gone, but the river's still here. I wanted to thank Findlay, Ohio, and all the people who helped me through this particular movie. I want to thank the citizens, the politicians, the business leaders, whoever is responsible for keeping Findlay, Ohio so nice. And I hope you never lose what you have, and I hope you work hard to keep it, because what I see going on across America today just saddens me. I hardly recognize this country anymore. We seem to be getting away from who we are morally and culturally and going to where? I don't know. That's why I love Findlay, Ohio, and the small towns, because when I'm in Findlay, I feel like I'm in America, and it feels good. I could just see the old settlers in the 1800s on horseback, clip-clopping, clip-clop, clip-clop, clip-clopping their way down the main street here in Findlay, Ohio. I could just see it. I can feel it. And how would have loved to have been part of it. Why they came and why they went, why we were into their places sent, brings wonder that daily overcomes us for what we mean and what they meant. For the History Mystery Man, I'm Don Radable. I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.